Hello and welcome to another episode of the Ecommerce Coffee Break podcast. Today we want to talk about customer retention strategies, specifically about loyalty programs. Now, we have spoken about memberships, subscriptions, all of this. These are all parts of retention strategies. Loyalty is a different level, and we want to dive a little bit more into that. With me on the show today, I have Hemant Purswani. He has been before on the show, and he's the co-founder and CTO of Appstle.com. He's a coder by heart, soul and mind, and he is driven by the need to provide the most robust and long-term viable tech solutions to merchants so that they can focus on what really matters most, growing their business. So let's welcome him to the show. Hi, how are you today?
Good. Thanks for having me, Klaus. How are you?
I'm very well. Hemant, last time we talked about memberships and subscriptions. This time we want to dive a little bit more in loyalty programs. Now, loyalty, specifically in times like this, where the recession is kicking in and people are a bit more frugal when it comes to where they spend the money, loyalty is very important. Tell me a little bit more on your approach when it comes to keeping someone within your business and bringing them back.
Yeah, sure. So one of the reasons we launched loyalty is because we heard from our subscription and membership merchants, this is something they would want from apps. The reason being, it integrates really well with our other two apps. And what I mean by that is ultimately acquisition cost is it's going up and up. And what merchants want is a way to retain customers, and a way for them for a merchant should be able to incentivize their customers in one way or the other. And loyalty is just a step in that direction, because you are rewarded for making a purchase. You are rewarded for sharing your purchase on social media like Facebook, Twitter. You are rewarded for referring someone else. You are even rewarded if you exceed certain threshold, just like how airline industry is, where you become gold, platinum member, and also we support all that. So the idea is to basically help merchants to retain their customers and do it in a way which works. Loyalty in itself standalone works great, but it works even better with subscription and membership, because if someone has a subscription with you, now those points would be automatically applied to those subscriptions, and automatically discount would be given. Or when someone buys a subscription, they would be rewarded points automatically. So it just it's super seamless. All three apps work together. Similarly with membership, ultimately membership is all about perks, and you wanna with loyalty, we show all those perks in the loyalty widget. So it just adds up. And that was the reason we sort of started this app. And that's the whole motive of it. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. You already said at Appstle.com, with the membership app that you have, you can basically reward people by giving them points, and it becomes then part of the loyalty program. Now, loyalty can be a little bit of bribing, it can be a bit of motivation, it can be of everything. Obviously, there's a sort of a ladder in there, so where you go step by step and give them more. What would be the right approach for a merchant to do the first step to offer a loyalty program?
So one of the feature in our loyalty app is VIP tiers, where you can create multiple tiers. That hey, if you reach up to 1,000 points, you're gonna be just a bronze member. After that, from 1,000 to 5,000 points, you would be silver member. And from 5,000 to 10,000, you would be gold member. And based on those points, you can decide perk or discounts that you want to offer, or the number of points. Maybe if you are a gold member, and you would be basically given a different set of perks. And even when you're rewarded points, you would be rewarded a lot more points than, let's say, a silver member, which is how hotel or airline industry works. So that is one of the way I'm seeing merchants using it. Other is, which is kind of unique to Appstle. As of now, I don't know if there is any other app which has a referral program as robust as ours. We also have a referral as part of loyalty. And what that allows you to do is, like, you can refer someone else and you can get points. And by the way, this feature is provided by most of the apps. Where Appstle differentiates itself is that on what action you actually want to reward points. Do you want to reward points just when someone visits the store, or do you want to reward points when someone actually makes a purchase? or maybe makes a purchase of a specific product. So, there are the nuances. And do you want to reward, let's say if someone, you refer me and I end up buying a subscription product. So should you be getting points every single time when my subscription is renewed, or just one time? We allow all that. So there is that granularity that we have provided, which to my knowledge, no other program is currently providing. Yeah. And that's super useful for merchants. Yeah.
Okay. Now, with a loyalty program, obviously you need to create some clarity there on what people get for their loyalty points, and sort of self-management, so that you can log in and figure out how does that work? What's the best way to deal with that?
Yeah. So by default, our app supports both loyalty widget. When someone is logged in, they would see their points on the loyalty widget. They can redeem points via loyalty widgets. Plus, we also have a dedicated page, and it has a URL. If you would like, you can redirect your user to that specific page. Again, it has everything. It would show you the activity rules that you set up. For example, certain merchants may not want to reward points for social media, which I was alluding earlier. Maybe they just want to give points for make a purchase. So you decide your rules in the merchant portal, and those rules then are reflected on the page. Whatever rewards are currently available to the customer, they can redeem it. And again, one of the feature that we have released, which is rare, I won't say it's not available anywhere, but which is, as we call it, dynamic points redeeming. Most loyalty programs would allow you to redeem points only when you reach 50 points, only when you reach 100 points, which is great. And that's how we started. But if you want to use your loyalty program for store credit as well, and the difference between store credit and loyalty is very minor. The only difference is that usually merchants give store credit when someone is returning something, and you give points as store credits, and those need to be dynamic. Like even if you award someone 27 points, you want them to redeem that. You don't want them to wait until they reach 50 points. And so that's also something 3 or 4 weeks back we released. So that's another, but yeah, all this information is available via widget as well as via page. It's up to merchants. Some merchants prefer page over widget. We support both. Yeah.
Okay. I like the example that you just gave, that you have a store credit and that you can basically use your points immediately when you check out and you're done. Yeah, I had an example that I had a few weeks ago with some rewards program where I even didn't know I have so many points, and basically the purchase didn't buy anything. Now, I was a very happy customer at that point. So when it comes to reward points, it does not work for every business, probably. Are there specific businesses where reward points, loyalty programs work better than others?
Usually, it's an incentivization technique, and I'm seeing it being used a lot on cosmetics, like merchants who are selling some sort of cosmetics. I'm seeing it a lot over there. But having said that, I'm also seeing, as surprising as it can be, I've even seen merchants who are in hardware tools, just selling hardware tools, and they are also using loyalty. So to me, it's an incentivization technique. And, as the saying goes, whatever you incentivize, it grows. So the whole idea is that you, one way or the other, you want to incentivize your customer, incentivize customers to come back to your store, and loyalty is a great way. One more thing I would want to say that apart from widget and page, the fact that if you also have install Appstle subscription, you would also see all your loyalty points details, everything on your customer portal page. So, while you are managing subscription, you would also see that, hey, I have these many points, and you can decide if those should be used to redeem for your next subscription renewal. Or maybe you don't want to use it for subscription renewal. You want to use it for some one-time purchase product. So all that is available too. And yeah, that's the whole benefit of it. Yeah.
With the loyalty program, obviously you need to market that and promote it to your customers. And I know that you have a lot of APIs to other apps. How does that work? What's the best way to get the word out?
So referral is really a great way, because what merchants are doing is they just activate the referral program and ask their existing customers to, hey, if anyone is coming to you through via referral, you would get points. And that's actually one of the most popular program we have in loyalty, I'm seeing, apart from, setting up activity rules for social media. So that's also something merchant do. What they do is like they set up these activity rules that, hey, if you would share about our merchant store on Facebook or Twitter, you would get points, and they can activate those rules, and ultimately, customer get points, and as well as merchant store is promoted on these media, on this platform. So these are the way. Apart from, like, if you're talking about how merchants are promoting their loyalty program, there are many ways. One of the ways is email campaigns. Like, they can run a blast email campaign to all their customer address list and say that, hey, we have released a new loyalty program and all. And but yeah, these are the ways that I'm seeing merchants utilizing this tool or this set of features here.
Okay. Do you have any kind of example or case study on successful merchants implementing a loyalty program?
We have quite a few who are using loyalty, but in terms of case study, it hasn't got to that point yet, where like subscription membership, we already have case studies. It's been what, 2-3 months. Once it basically reaches a point where we feel like there needs to be a case study, we'll create one. But as of now, there are no case studies. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Is there any kind of homework to do for a merchant before they start implementing a loyalty program?
No, actually, in fact, it's one of our easiest onboarding app. This is something, my personal experience, that when you install subscription, it has a lot more technicalities in terms of, hey, you need to set up your product on subscription, and subscription has its own loyalty component, which I'll discuss in a bit. But so it's slightly more I guess intensive than loyalty, because you install it, the very first thing you see is like set up activity rules, and activity rules are essentially the way your customers would get points, and there you go. And then you have set up activity rules. The second thing you should do is like, okay, once they get points, how do they redeem it? So that's reward rules. You set those up. So it's one of the easier app to install. And this is my personal experience, because apart from developing and building, I also get into support calls and discuss with merchants like, oh, hey, what are the things they're liking, what are the things they're not liking. And most of the functionalities that we have implemented is based on the feedback. The fact that our referral that I was mentioning is probably at this point ahead of any other program is because of the feedback that we got, like, hey, can we have this sort of a functionality or that sort of a functionality.
Okay. How does it implement within your existing framework, within your tech stack, within your theme? What's the technical implementation?
Yeah, so let me first go over like how it started. So in subscription, we had a small loyalty component that would allow you to, incentivize your customers to retain subscription. What I mean by that is, in subscription, as of today, you can set up something like, hey, if you stay with us up to third cycle, you would get free shipping. Or if you stay up with us up to 8th cycle, you would get 20% additional off. If you stay, up to 10th cycle, you will get a free product. So we already had that. And we were also integrating with some of the other loyalty apps that are out there. And that was great. But more and more, merchants were like, okay, can we have a point system too, where they get points for staying with us? And I'm like, that earlier we were trying to push that away. We were like, there are already apps out there that are doing it. We are just going to offer these perks, nothing else. And similarly, from membership side, we were also realizing that people were asking more and more about that. Hey, you are offering membership perks, but I need a sort of a dedicated widget where customers can go and check out all their perks. And we were like, yeah, that's also true. So that's how it started. In terms of tech stack, our tech stack for all three apps is pretty standard. We I'm an engineer myself, so we use AWS heavily, and yeah, AWS and completely like microservice architecture and very scalable. And that's why it has never been an issue, whether if you talk about subscription app, which has over 16,000 merchants, actually 17,000 merchants, or loyalty app, which is like three months old app. It just scales really smooth for us. But yeah, that was the reason we started. And in fact, initially it used to be part of subscription, but gradually we turned it into a dedicated app. Yeah.
Okay, so we talked about the technical part, about the onboarding. Give me an idea about the pricing. How does that work?
So yeah, okay. So the great news for all merchants who are hearing this, as of now, loyalty is a free app. And the reason being, we want to, like I said, most of the app features that we are building is based on the feedback. We want it to be the best app out there. I personally believe, because I'm heavily involved, I think as of now, we are the best app out there in terms of features. You can't beat it. And the idea is to, and the only way we can be like that is because if we keep, listening to the feedback of our merchants, and that's what we have done. So as of now, if anyone is listening to this, all your merchants who are listening to this podcast, I would really, really encourage them to install our app. It's free, and it's going to be free for them. Even when we introduce pricing tier, it's going to be whatever features they already have, we would never charge them for that. Sure, if we build any new features and if they happen to be part of a pricing tier, they will have to pay for it. But I really encourage, and that's what I have encouraged. I've encouraged to all my subscription and membership merchants that, hey, this is a nice opportunity to, and without naming, like we have merchants who are using really popular apps, like the apps that you can consider the best in loyalty. They have migrated to our app, and again, we have created a migration tool that makes it super easy to migrate from any loyalty app. And yeah, this is a good time to install our app. Check it out yourself. It's not gonna cause any issues. And you just install it. It's just gonna take you 2 minutes of your life, and you would see the feature difference. And Appstle support is well renowned in terms of the reviews, and also, yeah, this is a good time to install our app. Yeah.
Definitely sounds like that, because for that price, you can't beat it. And if you're grandfathered in for the future with the features,
We always do
then
that.
I mean, it's basically a no-brainer, absolutely no-brainer.
Yeah, we have been always very transparent with our pricing. Yeah.
Before we come to the end of our coffee break today, is there a question that I should have asked you and that I didn't? Is there anything that you want to highlight?
Probably what are the new things that we are doing with subscription, membership, or loyalty? This is something, so yesterday I had a discussion with a team of developers, and we are releasing a new feature where some merchants want to take away points if they see inactivity by a customer. So let's say if you are a customer, you have 1,000 points, but you haven't made any purchase in last, I don't know, 2 years. We would give you flexibility. What should be the inactivity rule? So at that point, we want to retire. So that's something we are building on loyalty side. On subscription side, as of now, the idea is to we feel it's super feature rich, but at this point we are more focused on integrating with as many apps as possible. So we are doubling down on bundling apps as well as build a box apps. So that's something you would see in membership. As of now, the whole idea is to make it more and more I guess native to loyalty app. So like I said, that we recently introduced this, that membership perks are now going to be available on loyalty. You would see something more along the lines. But yeah, these are the things we are working on, and hopefully we will, loyalty would be just at par with subscription and membership app.
Yeah, I like the approach that you put all of these together, because it's at the end of the day, it's customer retention and bringing that back to your store. And if you have that coming from one source, then that's a great idea. Cool. Yeah. Where can people find out more about you guys?
So we have our website, appstle.com. That's one way. And over there, we also have a chat widget. One thing we take pride about is that we are 24/7 available. We make it a point that anytime you message us, we would message you back. So So please reach out to us via appstle.com. And from there, you can also check out our apps on App Store, Shopify App Store. And then obviously we have our email too. So support@appstle.com is one way to reach out to us. And if you happen to have installed our app, then again, over there also, you would see our chat widget. Support is one of our, I think, strong pillars, and we would continue to keep it like that always. Yeah.
Okay. But I will put the links in the show notes as always, then you're just one click away. And obviously, with having your app right now for free, I would encourage our listeners to try it out. There's no risk there. And I think it's a really good solution that's on the market there right now. Thanks so much for your time today.
Thanks for having me. Bye. Bye.
Hey, Klaus here. Before you go, I would like to invite you to become part of the e-commerce merchant pro community to get actionable advice from other Shopify merchants who already have achieved what you are aiming for. Our community is a safe place to actively grow your online retail business with the support of the most amazing and helpful group of e-commerce entrepreneurs behind you. Running a Shopify business is tough. Don't do it alone. Join us now. You will find the link in the show notes. Also, if you think your online store has conversion or marketing issues and you would like to have a fresh set of eyes on your business, then drop me an email at klaus@klauslauter.com and let me know a little bit about your business. It might be beneficial for you to have me look over your store, offers, emails, and ads and get an unbiased outside perspective and guidance to help you make most of your online business. Thank you as always for tuning in today. I appreciate you. Until next time, and I talk to you soon.